Hello there. It's me, the one and only Shelby Johnson, also known as Mr. Lindy Fitness, or just Lindy Fitness, or just Lindy, but never fitness for some reason. This is a new series that we have on my YouTube channel and going up on my Patreon. We never came up with the name of it, but we're gonna have a title screen that pretty much solves the entire thing.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I am a personal trainer who is also a Lindy Hopper who has danced, competed, performed, DJ, and taught Lindy Hop since 2011. I have been a personal trainer since 2012. I got my master's in sport leadership and coaching at the University of Central Florida and study athletic coaching education at the University of Akron. Go Zips. Anyways, this is a series that I am starting to have more fitness content for my Patreon page and my
I'd better test it with a dramatic
Is he all right?
pause.
YouTube channel called Shelby Reacts to Reddit Questions. And what this is going to be is I am on Swing Dance Reddit and I answer questions that I feel probably has a little bit lacking from Swing Dance Reddit itself. Some people have some good answers, but I'm going to try to explain and go to a bit more detail of how I would approach some of these fitness questions. So, shall we begin? So, our first contestant, or victim, or subject, or whatever, we have valuable underscore currency 129 asking about better dance posture. Their question reads, I've noticed in a few videos that I have a real bad habit of having my shoulders hunched when dancing, which isn't the best look. How do I go about resolving this? Are there certain exercises I can do to help more upright posture be more normal for me? It probably doesn't help that my day job consists of sitting behind a desk and I tend to slump. So, I think first thing is they mentioned exercise.
Secret word.
That kind of qualifies as a big thing. And I think one thing that we get into with posture is anytime people talk about posture, we forget that there are two different kinds of posture. You have what is called static posture, which I think is what more people think about, where static posture is how you hold yourself when you're not moving, like when you're sitting, standing, or even sleeping. And so as he talks about his static posture, where he's at a job, most likely at a computer, and he's hunched over most of the time during the day, and how that carries over to the other kind of posture, his dynamic posture, which is how you hold yourself when you are moving, like when you're walking, running, bending over to pick something up, or in this case, dancing. And so I think most often what a lot of people kind of discussed about is pretty much
Chin up, chest out, and watch for the show.
Chest up, shoulders back, down and draw. And which a lot of times what I think is cases is most of the time our interpretation of upright posture is extreme thoracic extension, which for what you don't know, the spine has three sections. The spine has the cervical section, which goes like the head and your neck, thoracic, which is like upper back to middle back. So you have thoracic flexion, thoracic extension. Flexion is extreme flexion is when you have a slouch. Extreme extension is when you usually have people like this up, and then you have your lumbar section, which is like going to be your lower back and whatnot. And so a lot of people gave a lot of answers talking about how just make sure you have your chest up, big back. There's also good things about where you essentially sometimes you want to strengthen your back muscles and stretch out your pecs, because tight pecs will shorten up and pull your shoulders forward, and also like that would elongate like your back muscles, causing you to kind of slouch over like this and be a gremlin and blah 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 blah. Anyways, so and also now like so do exercises like lat pull downs, pull ups, rows, etc., etc., etc. to shorten up those spine, which is a great idea. But sometimes I think what a lot of people don't realize is sometimes rounded shoulders does come from having very tight and overactive lats, which your lats can be very overactive and very overworked in how Lindy Hop is with the connection, and have it has nearly constant tension on your back muscles like your rhomboids, mid to lower trap, and so on. So, what is my alternate take with this? Once again, posture merely doesn't merely goes on what the thoracic spine is doing, the position of the thoracic spine. When it comes to dynamic posture, we need to think about the lumbar portion as well, because a lot of movement is generated from there while the body is moving. So having good core strength, aka good core strength meaning stable spine, stable pelvis. If you go back and watch my what the F is core video, I talk about how exercises, when people talk about core, they're talking about muscles that are strong enough to keep your spine pretty much in place and in alignment while you're doing things, and also keeping your pelvis in alignment and things when you're doing things. And so having good core strength, where one, you have good core strength where you're doing exercises that are very anti-rotational and very stability based, which meaning you want to hold a position in a period of time. So you have exercises like your McGill Big Three, where it's that's going to be your curl up, your modified side plank, and your modified bird dog 10-second reps. And then doing 6 of those. Weighted carries, I'm really big on suitcase carries, so single arm like dumbbell or kettlebell, or just something where you walk and you have good steps and good posture with that to help strengthen the muscles of your around the hips and lower back, and just to be able to keep the outside forces from moving the body into unintentional ways. Also, power press, which is a great anti-rotational exercise where you can do it with a cable, or you can do this with a with bands, where you kind of have the bands out in front of you. If you got a center mass, and you kind of push out away, and that resistance of the band is going to try and get you to rotate. Where in that situation, you don't want to rotate. But also with that, you want to have, those are core stability exercises, where core strength is, you want to be able to be strong enough to have forces to produce force. So dance is a very active and dynamic movement. So you want to do things where you're able to rotate and be strong against resistance while rotating. So you want to be able to do cable chops, where it's either cable chops kind of coming down at a diagonal or coming up at a diagonal, or something simpler decline sit-ups to the rotation, where you have on a decline bench and you just do a simple sit-up, where you want to do that to start, or over time you come up and twist to one side, come back down, come up, twist to the other side. And those are ways to kind of develop strength along the lumbar spine, along with the abdominals and stuff, to be able to hold a good strong position when forced to act upon it, but also generate force from those things, if that makes sense. Also, you want to be able to have good mobility. Flexibility is pointless without strength. So you can have yourself be able to move from here to Sunday, but if you don't have strength to be able to keep yourself from being pushed into those positions, it's kind of worthless. So exercise I like to think of for posture, because if you are tight in the muscles around your thoracic spine, you can't change your posture. So one thing you want to be able to do is T spine extensions on a foam roller, and you want to do where you have a foam roller set horizontally on the ground around probably your mid upper back, and you just kind of put your hands up over your head and kind of extend slightly, stretching the muscles the serratus anterior as being a big one, to kind of open up your chest and things like that. You can also passively add resistance to this by having, over time, having a small dumbbell or weight plate, or even a kettlebell as well, to help passively stretch you out and build strength in those muscles to be able to hold that position. Scapular push-ups is another one that I'm totally big on. All my clients do it. I have variations that I do. You can do this in a quadruped situation, where two hands are stacked on your shoulders, knees stacked under your hips, and you just retract your scapula, keeping the arms pretty much straight, and then going back to a normal position. A lot of people I have start off doing these on a wall, where you want to keep a straight line from top of your head back to your feet, arms straight, and just retract the scapula. And you can do these where you can kind of depress, compress, like move in different directions and things like that to get the body more activated to move perfectly. And that way you can access different planes of movement. Also, SMR or self-myofascial rolling or foam rolling, things like that. Personally, like when it comes to rolling out your tight pecs, I like to use a softball personally, but you could also lay on a small foam roller to kind of release the soft tissue that is tightened up in your pectorals from just like being in the same kind of scrunched up position at all times. You could also do this for your lats, which run across where you want to extend your arms over the head and kind of just lay on the foam roller and kind of roll on about it. Also, when it comes to like just good mobility and good strong shoulders, you want to be able to do dumbbell halos. Is an exercise that I do a lot when it comes to just strengthening your elbows, because if you're not typically if you're unable to hold a position for a period of time, like have like hunched up shoulders or things like that, you have muscles that are weak that are allowing you to be pulled to a particular situation. So dumbbell halos help, where you have a dumbbell, you're going to grab it, like kind of curl up. You can just do a circle around the head, creating a halo. Do about, so you want to start with lighter weight. And you would do that like probably with a 1 pound weight if you have them at your gym, or if you're at home, you can do it with a water bottle or a can of beans or canned goods of some kind. You also can do band external rotations to help strengthen the muscles around the shoulders to help kind of pull those shoulders back, because most likely those rotator cuff muscles in the back of the shoulder are elongated and overstretched and kind of need help to kind of be strengthened to be able to have a more shortened position and be able to stay in a good, powerful position to keep your shoulders in a good situation. And also, you have my other personal favorite, band pull-aparts, which you can do, which can help strengthen their rear delt muscles, also the scapular muscles, the rhomboids, and mid to lower traps as well. And that kind of keeps pull you from being in a kind of hunched over situation to being in a more upright and more aesthetically pleasing situation. So, yeah, that's my take on ways you can improve posture through exercise. It's also going to take just practice and mindfulness, like all things with dance. Videotape yourself when you're dancing. Be objective about your posture. Don't just say that you hate something when you're looking at a video. Say, why do you hate it? And then tell yourself, I'll save time. Write down things that you like, and remember those things and why you like those things, and those things you want to incorporate in your dancing more. So, that's my take on better ways to improve your posture. Just want to thank y'all for sticking with me and being with me with that, and hope this makes sense. If you have any more questions, just send me a DM, hit the comments, like, share, and subscribe, and till next time. Man, oh man, thank you so much for sitting through that. I hope y'all really enjoyed and learned that. Just want to thank all my patrons out there, old and new. Thank you for supporting me, and hopefully get more support. If you want early access to these videos, hit my posts on Instagram and Facebook. Also, big shout out to Black Retro Gamer and Wolf of Films, my biggest fans. Love y'all. Wouldn't be doing this without y'all. Once again, love is love. Trans people matter. Black lives matter. Gender is a spectrum. Watch each other's back, wash your hands, and get vaccinated. Love y'all. Take care.